Hi, everybody, and welcome to this really fun mini interview with the author Teresa Woodard, who we will talk to in just a second. We're Sean and Allison McManus of Spoken Garden, and we're really excited to be here on behalf of the National Garden Bureau and Garden Communicators International. And we're here to help promote a really fun author event coming up on April 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, it's the Authors Talk Gardening event. And if you want to know more, click the link pinned down below or go to bit.ly/April Book Talk and get signed up. Now, today we have the privilege and we get to introduce you to Teresa Woodard, who is going to be one of the four authors at the Authors Talk Gardening event.
Teresa wrote and produced Garden to the Max with photographer Bob Stefko. For this book project, she draws on over 15 years of writing and producing garden content for regional and national publications like Better Homes and Gardens, Country Gardens, and Midwest Living, where she is a contributing garden editor.
She also has her hands in dirt. She's gardening at a rural home outside of Columbus, Ohio, and at an urban youth garden, and she's advising American Bloom communities across the country.
That's
Hi, Teresa.
So cool. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, it's great to be here. Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, we're
great
so
to see you.
It is so fun to see you and be able to talk about your new book.
We're super excited to share about it. We want everybody to garden to the max.
Can't wait to hear more about it. Starting with the what exactly is maximalist gardening? Can you kind of define it for us?
Definitely. Garden to the max is this maximalist style of gardening where you're embracing abundance and creativity. It's inspired by this more is more mindset from the design and fashion worlds that's really making a comeback. Instead of stripping down like minimalism, we're leaning in, layering plants and textures and bold colors to create something that's really vibrant and personal. In Garden to the Max, we showcase 20 different gardens that range in size from a pint-sized patio garden packed with plants in downtown San Francisco to a grand terraced hillside historic garden along the Tennessee River in Knoxville.
So, Teresa, for anyone who hasn't read your book yet, can you tell us about one of the gardens you visited and why it's so memorable?
Yes, but that's a tough one. There's 20 incredible gardens in the book, but one that does stand out is Zoe Van Baren's fabulous garden in Portland. She took this public staircase that ran right down the middle of her hillside garden, and instead of making it a challenge, she turned it into this fabulous opportunity where she created 20 wildly colorful gardens along both sides of the staircase. There's this whimsical rose garden, a all silver garden, and even this Asian inspired garden with these bold red accents. I think it shows how, she was so brilliant in designing the space, but also it's a great workout gardening up and down those 84 steps every day.
Wow. Well, okay, so that is really inspiring to think of taking a space that wouldn't normally maybe be conducive to gardening or, just really creating an amazing template, I guess. Like what are three ways that anyone could maybe get started with their own type of maximalist design?
Yes, ways to maximize your space and really embrace this maximalist style. I've got three ideas for you. First, start out by collecting potted plants. It's an easy way to get started. You can pack out to your patio and really curate this space by maybe staggering the heights and group clustering light plants together, and even adopting a color palette, whether it's all earth tones or jewel tones in your containers that you choose. Second, I would encourage people to master the art of layering. You take a corner of your garden and truly max it out with plants, densely plant those plants, and layered for texture and different bloom times. The more layers, the less you're going to have to weed, and also the more flowers you're going to have for the pollinators. And third, embrace maybe a signature color. Say it might be pink for you, and just use that in multiple ways, whether it's hanging baskets or flower beds or containers at your front door. Just by seeing that splash of color everywhere, it's going to make you smile and bring you lots of joy.
I love those ideas.
Yeah, those are really fun. And Teresa, our last question for you. Can you tell us, why do you think people should attend the April 10th Authors Talk Gardening event?
Yes, it's a great way to kick off the spring gardening season. You're going to walk away with some new plant ideas and trends and new techniques. I can't wait to hear what Ellen says about all the mythical stories behind plants, or what Ryan has to offer as far as tips for designing outdoor spaces. And even Jan, I want to know, what are her favorite summer destination garden places to travel to? So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, it's going to be
I
exciting.
know we're really looking forward to it as well. It's a great lineup this spring. And Teresa, before we break from our interview, where can everybody find out a little bit more and follow along with you? And also, where can they find your book?
So you can find me at Teresa Woodard on Instagram, Facebook, and my own website. And the books are found through Amazon, local bookstores, and other online retail bookstores. So those are some good places to look.
And, thank you, Teresa, for being here with us today. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And if you want to know more about this April 10th event, click the link down below or go to bit.ly/April Book Talk, and we'll see you there.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Allison.